Well, howdy do, buckaroo. So I changed the radio station, or the music, because my wife came home. She wasn't going to like the Full Metal Jacket stuff I was listening to. Flipped over to classic rock, and by golly, it is classic. Jefferson Airplane. Somebody back when they were a good band, before they became the Starship, and you know, wrote "We Built This City." Arguably, actually, they didn't write it. I know who wrote it, but I'm not going to say right here. But before they recorded, I should have said, "We Built This City." Arguably one of the worst songs in rock and roll history. Oh, there are much worse, but it gets a lot of credit. I think when people talk about worst songs, we're talking about bad songs that were a hit. There's a lot of bad songs that were never a hit. Unfortunately, that song became a hit. But hey, if somebody to love, this was a classic. Ray Slick, Paul Kantner. Oh, yeah. So, single wide. I haven't had the single wide in a long time. 5.7, 57 are the stats on it. I mean, by today's standards, those are... If we're talking about just statistics, that falls in line with more of an APA today than an IPA. But, you know, times change. It's part of this mixed pack. Let me show you that color there. It looks different on the screen. To me, it's looking more like a light amber. It seems, when I'm looking at the screen, it seems to be more of a deep golden. So call it whatever you want. I don't care. It makes me no never mind. The nose seems to me to be a combination of citrus and herbal notes, pine most notably. Oh yeah, that's nice. It is nice. You know, it's funny. I tried the tasting room beers first. The extra pale is beautiful. The spicy rye is gorgeous. But then I just had, before this one, I had the wheat, and I thought, you know what, there's a reason why that beer is a classic. It is just that good. And I'm kind of feeling the same way about maybe I'm just feeling nostalgic about some of these beers. The flavor profile that this beer has to offer isn't what's trendy now, but it doesn't mean it's not a quality beer, which is why I hate the term bitter. Well, this one's better than that, Tom. Well, no, it's not. You prefer the flavor to that better, but it's not a better beer. We're talking about quality. You don't say, no, that's better. My IPA that tastes like orange juice is better than that one, Tom. No, it's not. You prefer that profile, but it doesn't make it a better quality beer. And it's that kind of talk that just irritates. Well, that's better. That's better. I like them to look like I just peed and shut a load at the same time, and I want it to taste like grapefruit juice, Tom. That's what I want my IPA to look like. That's a better IPA. No, it's not. You prefer the flavor better, but it's not better. This really is a classic IPA, but the flavors that this has to offer aren't what's trendy right now. However, as someone who loves craft beer, who's not a trendy craft beer drinker, who's not a typical lemming craft beer drinker that will follow every trend right over the damn cliff, I love a beer like this. It's classic American craft. It really is. I mean, it's a damn fine beer. I mean, the flavors may not work for you, but it doesn't mean it's a lesser quality beer, and that's the point I'm trying to make. If you want your beer to taste just like orange juice, by golly, you drink that beer that tastes just like orange juice. And I don't necessarily hate those either, but this is a damn fine beer. And you shouldn't dismiss it just because you don't get it. Oh, excuse me. Hope I didn't get any on you. Wow. Oh, that was a big one. Ooh. That's some pasta for dinner, and I got that garlic coming out with the beer, and holy Moses. Anyways, I digress. I don't typically start a video looking to offend anybody, but I don't necessarily let that stop me. I digress. Yeah, again, I'm getting some, I'm certainly getting some grapefruit zest, some lemon zest-like notes on the citrus end, on the herbal end. Yeah, I mean, you're going to feel some pine or juniper-like notes in there. Sure, why not? It's got a little more body than what's trendy these days. It doesn't taste, it's not one-dimensional. It doesn't taste just like fruit juice. It seems like the lemmings, want to drink these days. Listen, those beers are fine. There's nothing necessarily wrong with them. They're great summer drinking. But you can't on one hand tell me, boy, you're going to love this beer. Tell me it tastes just like orange juice. And then your second breath tell me it's a complex beer. No, it's not. If it just has one flavor, it's not a complex beer. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say, this beer is the most complex IPA ever made. It tastes just like orange juice. No, you can't do that. Well, you can, but you're going to sound like a moron. And, and the conversations I've had with some of these guys, you're going, oh, really? Yeah, okay. It tastes just like juice. I get it. You like that. You like it tastes just like juice. Okay, that's fine. But you can't say it's a complex IPA because it's not. So what I like about this one, kind of changing gears a bit. Again, you got the mix of citrus, you got those herbal notes, and then they come together kind of at the end, and kind of finishes with those big herbal kind of pine, juniper-like notes. It's very nice. It's a well put together IPA. Again, by today's standards, the 5.7, 57, probably even the body of it to me anyway, by today's standards feels more APA than IPA. But you know, that's the evolution of craft beer, man. Things don't stay the same. That's what happens to a lot of craft breweries. Everybody wants to talk about a bubble going to burst. There isn't going to be a craft beer bubble that is going to burst, but the craft breweries that aren't able to keep up with what's going on are going to get left behind. That's just the nature of any business. If you can't get, look at retail. I can't remember the year now, but there was a memo from TG&Y back in the mid '80s saying we're not going to change a thing. Well, what happened? They didn't change, but retail changed, and Walmart became #1. And that's that's what's going to happen with craft beer. The breweries that are able to see the changes and keep up with them are the breweries that are going to succeed. That doesn't necessarily mean following only trends. I think the breweries that only make trendy beers, I don't think they're going to last because they're not going to have a loyal following. You've got to make solid beer to get that loyal following, to be able to make those trendy beers, to have those trendy beer drinkers. The problem with those trendy beer drinkers is they're not loyal. They're lemmings. They're only buying your beer because it's trendy right now. As soon as the next trend happens, they're going to drop you like a hot potato because these guys have no character whatsoever. They are going to drop your ass. I guarantee it. So anyways, I am John Beer Whisperer. How the heck are you? BeerVangelist, prolific beer drinker, Purveyor of Wisdom, and all around good guy. Y'all have a good one.